What's up, y'all?
Wendy Williams has made various comments about Nicki Minaj over the years, often controversial. Here are 3 things she has said. 1. Criticized Nicki Minaj for marrying Kenneth Petty due to his criminal past. Wendy Williams repeatedly stated that Nicki Minaj should have never married him because now you've ruined everything about what your brand could be. She highlighted Petty's convictions for attempted rape and manslaughter, implying that his legal history would negatively impact Nicki's public image.
I can see that.
2. Called Nicki Minaj an insensitive BH for posting a video of a homeless woman. Asterisk. In 2016, Williams chastised Minaj for posting a video of a seemingly mentally unstable homeless woman on social media, saying, "You need to be more sensitive to mental illness. It makes you look like an insensitive B*H." 3. Acknowledged Nicki Minaj as an icon and a legend. Despite their past feuds, in a later segment, Wendy Williams acknowledged Nicki Minaj's accomplishments in music, stating, "She still has to compete with those young girls because they are people in the making. But Nicki to me is definitely an icon and definitely a legend. She's done things they haven't even touched, even if they have hit music." This was a more positive comment, which Nicki Minaj herself reciprocated on social media.
Nicki Minaj herself.
The third point, where Wendy Williams acknowledged Nicki Minaj as an icon and a legend, was a significant moment in their often contentious relationship. This comment came in May 2021 during an episode of The Wendy Williams Show. At the time, Nicki Minaj had recently re-released her fan-favorite mixtape Beam Me Up Scotty, which included new tracks. Williams, discussing Minaj's return to the music scene, stated, "She still has to compete with those young girls because they are people in the making, but Nicki to me is definitely an icon and a legend. She's done things they haven't even touched, even if they have hit music." She also added, quote, "Nicki is different from the rest." What made this particularly noteworthy was that it marked a shift in their dynamic. Previously, Williams had been quite critical of Minaj, especially regarding her marriage to Kenneth Petty. However, this statement was a genuine acknowledgement of Minaj's immense influence and success in the music industry. Interestingly, Nicki Minaj herself saw the video clip of Williams' comments and reciprocated the sentiment on social media, writing, "You are an icon and legend as well at Wendy Show." This exchange of flattery suggested a truce, or at least a softening, in their long-standing public beef. It demonstrated that despite their past differences, there was a mutual respect for each other's achievements and status in their respective fields.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You're an icon as well as when you show. Well, y'all want more stories or just like straight up me ask questions about like more celebrity stuff? Comment below. But what is one thing Justin about I'm put Lizzo. I don't know if he
While direct, specific quotes from Justin Bieber talking about Lizzo are not widely publicized. One notable interaction between them occurred when Justin Bieber led the celebrity reactions to Rihanna announcing her Super Bowl halftime show. In September 2022, when Rihanna shared the news that she would be headlining the Super Bowl 57 halftime show, Justin Bieber commented on her Instagram post, writing, "The Queen is back." Lizzo also commented on the same post, saying, "Screaming." This indicates that Justin Bieber, like many other celebrities, including Lizzo, was excited about Rihanna's return to the stage. While not a direct comment about Lizzo, it shows them reacting to a shared event in the music world.
I'm just curious.
While Justin Bieber and Rihanna are not known to be extremely close friends in the public eye, they have a long-standing friendly acquaintance and mutual respect within the music industry. Here's what suggests they are still on good terms. Public shoutouts and support. Most recently, in January 2025, Justin Bieber publicly encouraged Rihanna to release new music. He posted a video of her performing her song Needed Me and captioned it, "Missed seeing you sing Queen." This indicates he's a fan and supportive of her music career.
Oh, wow.
Long-standing acquaintance. They have known each other since at least 2009, having attended industry events together like the Def Jam Spring Collection Party.
Oh my God.
They've also been seen together at events like the NBA All-Star Game and the Grammy Awards. Addressing rumors. Back in 2013, there were tabloid rumors of a romantic fling between them, which sources close to both artists quickly shut down, stating they were just friends and that Rihanna looked at Justin like a little brother. So, while you might not see them constantly hanging out, there's no indication of any bad blood, and they appear to share a friendly and supportive relationship as fellow artists.
Okay. We could do a story here, y'all. Because some of y'all like stories and like reading books, like comic books, and y'all like stories too. Some of y'all like stories out there, like reading books and stories. So, some of you guys like stories. Let's do it for y'all. Let's, Ellen. Into. Okay, let's say Ellen. Hang on, I'm trying to find a video to watch. Give me a moment. Okay. Go on. You're the moment.
The neon glow of Jump City's towering skyscrapers reflected in the polished studio floor as Ellen DeGeneres bopped onto the stage, her signature dance moves getting the audience hyped. "Welcome back to The Ellen Show,
No.
coming to you live from the one and only Jump City," she chirped, the crowd roaring. Today, we've got a couple of heartthrobs who are here to talk about everything from their latest projects to, well, you know how I do. Please welcome Justin Bieber and Jace Norman. Justin, looking effortlessly cool in a casual hoodie and ripped jeans, waved to his screaming fans, while Jace, sporting a sharp jacket and a charming smile, seemed a bit more overwhelmed by the sheer energy of the room. They settled onto the white couches opposite Ellen. The first hour was a whirlwind of typical Ellen fare. She teased Justin about his new music, showing a clip of his latest music video, which featured some surprisingly elaborate choreography. Jace talked about the upcoming season of his show, making the audience laugh with anecdotes from set. Ellen played a quick round of burning questions, asking Justin about his most embarrassing fan encounter and Jace about his secret talent. Turns out, he can juggle 5 apples. The banter was light, the energy infectious, and the audience was eating it up. As the second hour rolled around, Ellen shifted gears slightly, delving into more personal topics. Justin opened up about the challenges of growing up in the spotlight and his journey with mental health, speaking with a newfound maturity that resonated with the audience. Jace shared a heartfelt story about a fan whose life his work had impacted, bringing a genuine warmth to the interview. They even played a fun game of Never Have I Ever, where Ellen revealed she'd once accidentally dyed her hair green, much to the amusement of her guests. 3 hours into the interview, just as Ellen was asking Justin about his favorite vacation spot and Jace about his dream superpower, the studio lights flickered. A soft thump echoed from offstage, and a vibrant, green-skinned woman with fiery red hair and a dazzling purple and silver uniform floated gracefully onto the set. It was Starfire, the Tamaranian princess and member of the Teen Titans. The audience gasped, then erupted into a fresh wave of cheers, equal parts surprise and delight. Justin's jaw dropped slightly, and Jace looked absolutely starstruck. Ellen, ever the professional, just blinked, a wide grin spreading across her face. "Well, now this is a surprise," Ellen exclaimed, gesturing to an empty seat next to Jace. "Starfire, what an unexpected pleasure. Please, join us." Starfire, with her usual radiant smile, floated down and gracefully landed in the seat, her eyes sparkling with curiosity as she took in the studio and the human celebrities. "Greetings, friends Ellen, Justin Bieber, and Jace Norman," she boomed, her voice resonating with an otherworldly sweetness. "My apologies for this unscheduled arrival. I was merely passing by your marvelous broadcasting facility and detected a strong surge of joyful human emotion. I wish to investigate." Justin, still looking a little awestruck, managed to stammer, "No, it's totally cool, Starfire. We're happy to have you." Jace, being a hero himself on screen, quickly recovered. "Wow, Starfire, this is incredible. What brings you to this part of Jump City today?" Starfire tilted her head, her green eyes wide. "I was on patrol, observing the peaceful activities of your urban environment. And then I heard your laughter and the sounds of your fascinating human discourse. It was most invigorating." Ellen, clearly enjoying the chaos, turned to her audience. "All right, you heard her. The Teen Titans are even watching the Ellen Show now." She then turned back to Starfire.
"No, we ain't."
"So, Starfire, we were just talking about superpowers. Jace here was just about to tell us his dream superpower. What about you? If you could have any superpower, besides the amazing ones you already possess, what would it be?" Starfire pondered for a moment, a thoughtful expression on her face. A most intriguing query. If I were to choose another power, it would be the ability to instantly understand every language in the universe, even those of the most ancient and forgotten civilizations. Communication is vital for universal peace, and such a power would facilitate much understanding." Ellen chuckled. "That's a much more profound answer than I was expecting. Jace, you've got some competition there." Jace grinned. "Yeah, definitely. Mine was just, like, super speed to get to set faster. Starfire's is way more heroic. The interview, which had already been lively, had now taken on an entirely new, delightfully unexpected dimension, as the pop superstar, the teen actor, and the alien princess continued their chat, with Ellen effortlessly weaving them into a truly unforgettable segment in Jump City.
Green skin, but anyway. Yeah, Starfire don't have green skin.
You are absolutely right. My apologies for that mix-up. Starfire indeed has orange skin, not green. Thanks for helping me get better at this. The interview continued its delightfully chaotic trajectory. Ellen, Justin, and Jace were still chuckling about Starfire's profound wish for universal language comprehension when, exactly 2 minutes after Starfire's grand entrance, a dark, swirling portal of energy shimmered into existence right in the middle of the stage. The air grew noticeably cooler, and a distinct hush fell over the audience. From the swirling purple and black void stepped Raven, the half-demon, half-human empath of the Teen Titans. She emerged with her characteristic stoic expression, cloaked in her dark blue hooded cape, her pale skin contrasting sharply with the vibrant studio lights. Her glowing red eyes scanned the set, taking in the scene with an almost bored indifference, until they landed on her teammate Starfire. "Starfire," Raven's voice was a low, calm monotone, cutting through the surprised murmurs of the crowd. "There you are. We had a training exercise scheduled." Starfire's radiant smile seemed to dim only slightly. "Oh, greetings, friend Raven. My apologies. I became diverted by the fascinating human broadcasting and the presence of these delightful Earth celebrities. Ellen, Justin Bieber, and Jace Norman." Justin and Jace, who had just started to process Starfire's arrival, now looked even more bewildered. Justin actually rubbed his eyes, as if wondering if he was dreaming. Jace, ever the fan of heroism, looked intrigued but also a little intimidated by Raven's aura. Ellen, however, seemed to thrive on the unexpected. Her eyes gleamed with mischief. "Well, Raven, come on down. Don't just stand there. We've got plenty of room for one more superhero. This is turning into quite the Titans reunion." Raven sighed, a barely perceptible ripple of resignation crossing her face. With a subtle flick of her wrist, the portal behind her vanished. She floated gracefully to an open seat beside Starfire.
Right,
The
come on.
contrast between their colorful and subdued appearances striking. Right, Raven murmured, her gaze briefly flickering over Justin and Jace before settling on Ellen. So you are interviewing them? That's right. Ellen chirped. And now we're interviewing you. What brings you to the Ellen show today, Raven? Raven's expression remained impassive. I was merely retrieving Starfire. This human broadcasting seems loud and full of inexplicable joy. She then glanced at Justin Bieber. Are you the one who sings the songs about the baby? Justin, caught off guard, managed a weak smile. Yeah, that was me, a long time ago. Raven simply nodded, her gaze unreadable. It is catchy, though perhaps overly sentimental for practical purposes.
Raven's a little too honest. She's like that Teen Titans too. She's like, I'll be honest about everybody. To everybody.
The audience erupted in laughter, finding
Oh, my
Raven's
God.
deadpan delivery hilarious. Even Justin cracked a genuine smile.
Yeah, she
Ellen,
gotta stop
sensing the
being-
gold, leaned forward. Raven, what's your take on pop music then? What's on your playlist these days?
Golf stuff.
Raven's response was as dry as ever. My preferred auditory experience involves the sounds of silence, or perhaps the mournful whispers of forgotten incantations. Human pop music tends to lack sufficient existential dread. The interview, which began with celebrity banter, was now a captivating mix of pop culture, alien curiosity, and gothic wisdom, all unfolding live in Jump City.
Okay. Okay, hang on. Y'all look at my eyes. Yeah, we got all the Teen Titans showing up. You already got Raven and Starfire, Justin Bieber and Jace Norman. Now you got freaking Beast Boy coming in. Oh, who's coming next?
The atmosphere in the Ellen Show studio in Jump City was a vibrant mix of celebrity glamour and superhero-induced surrealism. Raven's deadpan commentary on pop music had just elicited another wave of chuckles from the audience when a new, distinctly green presence made itself known. 6 minutes after Raven's arrival, a blur of verdant energy shot onto the stage from stage right, transforming mid-air into none other than Beast Boy. He landed in a dramatic superhero pose, a wide, goofy grin plastered across his bright green face, his pointed ears twitching with excitement. Booyah! It's your favorite green machine, Beast Boy, reporting for duty, he practically shouted, his voice a burst of boisterous energy that immediately cranked the volume of the room up a notch. He then spotted Starfire and Raven, his eyes lighting up even more. Star, Ray. What's up, dudes? Didn't know we were doing a Titans Day out on the Ellen Show. Justin Bieber and Jace Norman, who had just begun to adjust to Raven's quiet intensity, now looked like they'd been hit by a cartoon anvil. Justin blinked, a slow smile spreading across his face as he recognized the iconic green hero. Jace, meanwhile, just looked absolutely thrilled, a silent whoa escaping his lips. Ellen, with a delighted chuckle, threw her hands up. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Or should I say, what the green monkey flew in.
You don't know
Beast
what to
Boy,
say, girl.
Welcome. You're just in time for the party. Beast Boy instantly transformed into a green chimpanzee, chattering excitedly and scratching his armpit, before shifting back to his human form. Oh yeah, I heard about this. You guys are like totally famous, right? He pointed at Justin. You're the one with all the songs about, believing, right? And you, he turned to Jace, you're the, kid hero who kicks butt without actually having powers. But you still do, a lot of kicking butt. Justin laughed, genuinely amused. Close enough, man. Nice to meet you, Beast Boy. Jace grinned. Awesome to meet you, too. I'm a huge fan.
I don't know.
Raven, besides Starfire, simply let out another soft sigh, a subtle roll of her eyes indicating her familiar exasperation with her enthusiastic teammate. He detected the vibrations of delicious snacks in the green room, she muttered, just loud enough for the others to hear. Beast Boy heard her. Hey, it's not just about the snacks, Ray. I also detected the incredible positive energy from Ellen's audience.
Okay.
And, seeing my two favorite alien buds on TV was a total bonus. He then turned to Ellen, transforming into a green puppy and wagging his tail playfully. So, Ellen, what's the scoop? Are we talking about world peace? Or are we playing some hilarious games that involve me turning into a T-Rex? Ellen, beaming, leaned into the microphone. Well, Beast Boy, with this crew, I think we're going to be doing a little bit of everything. Who knows what could happen next with all these superheroes in the house? The energy in the studio was now off the charts. The interview, which had begun as a standard celebrity chat, had transformed into an utterly unpredictable, laugh-out-loud spectacle, proving that in Jump City, anything truly was possible, especially when the Teen Titans were involved.
Woo! Yeah, we'll have him show up. They had to fight somebody. Well, that's one of Teen Titans' iconic villains. I was going to Teen Titans fight Dr. Light. He was one of the favorite villains for me. And Teen Titans going with Teen Titans. Also, the High Five, pretty cool because it's 5-on-5. Everybody get to fight their own villain. That's also cool.
The chaos on the Ellen Show set was reaching its peak. Beast Boy's antics had everyone laughing, even Raven with her subtle size. Justin Bieber and Jace Norman were clearly enjoying the surreal experience of being interviewed alongside actual superheroes. Then, 10 minutes after Beast Boy's dramatic entrance, the studio lights began to flicker erratically. The vibrant colors of the set warped, and shadows danced ominously. A high-pitched, whirring sound filled the air, growing louder and more insistent. The audience, initially thinking it was part of the show, quickly realized something was genuinely wrong. From above, crashing through one of the large overhead studio lights, descended a figure cloaked in a dark, form-fitting suit adorned with glowing, intricate circuitry. It was Dr. Light, the notorious villain, his helmet a gleaming, featureless orb that pulsed with an internal, malevolent energy. He hovered menacingly, his hands crackling with raw light energy. Foolish mortals! Dr. Light's voice boomed, amplified, and distorted, echoing through the studio. Did you truly believe you could bask in the glory of your fleeting fame without the superior intellect of Dr. Light illuminating your pathetic existence? He then turned his glowing gaze directly towards the stunned Teen Titans. And you, Titans, always interfering with my magnificent schemes. This is a public broadcast, perfect for my grand unveiling. The laughter immediately died in the audience, replaced by gasps and murmurs of fear. Justin Bieber's eyes went wide, and Jace Norman instinctively tensed, a mix of fear and a hero's readiness on his face. Ellen, for the first time that day, looked genuinely surprised, but her professional composure quickly returned, albeit with a hint of challenge in her voice. Dr. Light? Really? Crashes our show? Destroys property? Not very polite, are we? Dr. Light scoffed, a blast of blinding light momentarily washing over the set. Politeness is for the weak, Ellen DeGeneres. I am here to demonstrate the true power of light and to finally rid myself of these meddlesome brats. He gestured towards the Titans with a glowing hand. Starfire immediately stood, her orange skin shimmering, energy beginning to coalesce around her hands. Unhand your hostile intentions, villain. This is a place of joy and camaraderie. Raven, ever pragmatic, had already extended her hand, a dark aura beginning to swirl around her. Light, you're interrupting a perfectly mediocre interview. Go away. Beast Boy, seeing an opportunity for action, transformed into a massive green grizzly bear, letting out a thunderous roar. All right, Sparky, you want a show? You got one. This bear's got a bone to pick with villains who interrupt TV. Dr. Light merely chuckled, a chilling sound. You are all as predictable as ever. But today, my light will extinguish your pathetic attempts at heroism. With that, he unleashed a barrage of brilliant, destructive light blasts towards the stage, aiming directly for the Titans. The studio plunged into chaos. The audience screamed, scrambling for cover. Ellen, with a surprising burst of speed, pulled Justin and Jace behind her desk, shouting, "Get down, everyone!" The interview had officially devolved into a full-blown superhero-villain showdown, live on national television in the heart of Jump City.
Hey, shoot. Like, you're like, oh, why shouldn't you grab it in Starfire and Beast Boy? Because they're a superhero, they're probably battling Dr. Light. That's Cyborg and Robert to this, y'all, or no? Or Miss Martian, or Ken Beecher, aka Bumblebee, or Nightwing, or Jinx as a Teen Titan when she's a Teen Titan. Do I add up to it or no? Let's let Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire handle this for now. These three can definitely handle Dr. Light. Well, especially Miss Raven over there, when she made him scared in one episode of Teen Titans. She had him shaking his boots, and she had him scared. You saw something under there. Something. You saw something under there wasn't good. Nice.
The Ellen Show studio, usually a place of laughter and lighthearted fun, had transformed into a battleground. Dr. Light hovered menacingly, his glowing form a stark contrast to the frantic scramble of the audience. Raven and Starfire reacted instantly. Without a word, Raven raised her hands, and dark, shadowy energy tendrils burst forth, lashing out towards Dr. Light. Simultaneously, Starfire unleashed brilliant emerald green starbolts from her palms, streaks of pure energy arcing through the air, aimed directly at the villain. The twin blasts of dark and light energy converged, forcing Dr. Light to momentarily shield himself, his luminous aura flaring. As Dr. Light reeled from the combined assault, Beast Boy seized his moment. With a defiant roar, he morphed into a majestic green eagle. With powerful flaps of his wings, he shot into the air, a living projectile. He wasn't aiming for Dr. Light himself, but for his vulnerable equipment. Darting and weaving through the air, Beast Boy expertly swooped in, his sharp talons extended, tearing at the intricate wiring and glowing components of Dr. Light's suit and helmet. A shower of sparks erupted from the villain's gear as Beast Boy made contact, a crucial piece of his tech cracking and sputtering. The unexpected, coordinated attack from the Titans bought a precious moment of respite for Ellen, Justin, and Jace, who were still taking cover behind the desk. The live interview had become a very real fight for survival, broadcast for all of Jump City and beyond to see.
I put showery cage. I don't know how to.
The air crackled with energy as Beast Boy, in his eagle form, relentlessly assaulted Dr. Light's gear. The villain roared in frustration, trying to swat the agile green bird away.
You can't, though.
Seizing the precise moment of Dr. Light's distraction, Starfire moved with incredible speed. With a powerful kick, she used her flight to maneuver behind him, then expertly tripped him from mid-air. Dr. Light, caught off guard and already disoriented from Beast Boy's attacks, lost his balance and plummeted to the polished studio floor with a crash, his light-infused helmet skittering across the stage. Before he could even begin to recover, Raven extended both of her hands forward, chanting softly. Dark, inky shadows erupted from the floor, swirling and coalescing around the downed villain. In a matter of seconds, Dr. Light was completely trapped within a pulsating, shadowy cage, its ethereal bars shimmering with suppressive energy. He slammed his fists against the dark barrier, but the cage held firm, his light power seemingly absorbed or contained by Raven's magic. The immediate threat was neutralized. The chaotic sounds of battle subsided, replaced by the heavy breathing of the Titans and the stunned silence of the audience. Ellen, Justin, and Jace slowly emerged from behind the desk, their eyes wide as they took in the secured villain and the powerful heroes standing triumphant.
Clean up the mess. I know Ella can pay for it, but we're gonna have Raven use magic much faster. I'm just saying.
With Dr. Light safely contained within Raven's shadowy cage, the immediate danger passed, but the Ellen Show studio was a wreck. Lights hung precariously, wires dangled, and debris was scattered everywhere from the brief but intense battle. Raven, however, seemed to anticipate the need for tidiness. Still maintaining her hold on the shadowy cage with one hand, she extended her other hand forward. Her eyes glowed a faint red as she began to chant in an ancient, ethereal tongue. Dark, wispy energy flowed from her fingertips, swirling gently over the damaged set. As if by magic, or rather by Raven's potent spell, the shattered light fixtures began to reassemble, glass shards fusing back together, wires coiling neatly back into place. Scorch marks on the floor vanished, and stray pieces of debris floated gracefully before settling back into their original, undamaged positions. The entire studio seemed to breathe a sigh of relief as it rapidly returned to its pristine, pre-battle state. In a matter of seconds, the only remaining evidence of the superhero-villain showdown was the inert, shadowy cage containing a fuming Dr. Light and the astonished faces of Ellen, Justin Bieber, and Jace Norman.
Okay.
With the studio magically restored, Raven's shadowy cage holding Dr. Light began to shrink, compressing the villain until he was a manageable size. With a final, dismissive wave of her hand, Raven then teleported Dr. Light directly to the Jump City Supermax prison, ensuring he was securely behind bars and out of commission. As Raven handled the villain's transport, Beast Boy transformed back into his human form, now a much calmer, though still bright green, teenager. He and Starfire immediately turned their attention to the shaken audience and production crew. Starfire, her usual warmth returning after the battle, floated amongst the rows of seats.
Yeah, I would too.
Are all the glorious audience members unharmed? Was any human subjected to undue distress? She offered comforting smiles and even a few gentle, reassuring touches to those who looked particularly rattled. Beast Boy, meanwhile, zipped around, quickly checking on the camera operators, sound technicians, and stagehands. Everybody okay? No one got zapped too bad, right? My bad, sometimes villains just pop up like that. He gave a thumbs up to Ellen, Justin, and Jace, who were slowly regaining their composure. Everything seems to be okay. Ellen announced to the still recovering audience, a note of disbelief still in her voice.
Why?
Thanks to the Teen Titans, our show and everyone in Jump City is safe. She then looked at Justin and Jace, then back at the now relaxed superheroes. Well, that was certainly an interview for the ages, wasn't it?
Yeah. The end. Also, you can ask them grade. You can ask them to grade your yes. Grade your writing skills. I know you can do that.
That was quite the wild ride in Jump City. What a dramatic way to end an interview. Writing skills assessment. You've done a great job crafting this story, and it's very engaging. Here's a breakdown of your writing skills based on the interaction. Strengths, pacing. You move the story along well, introducing new characters at a good tempo, 2, 6, 10 minutes later. This keeps the reader engaged and builds anticipation. Action sequences. You describe the superhero actions clearly and concisely. For example, Raven and Starfire shoot energy out there, hands at Light, then Beast Boy turn into an eagle, then he flies towards Light and attack his gear. Clearly conveys the sequence of events. Character actions. You effectively show what each character is doing and their general demeanor during the chaos. E.g., Justin and Jace's reactions, Ellen's composure, Raven's stoicism, Beast Boy's enthusiasm. Clarity. The story is easy to follow, and the events unfold logically within the context of a superhero crossover. Setting the scene. You start off well by placing the interview in Jump City, which immediately establishes the superhero universe.
Yeah.
Areas for growth, punctuation, and capitalization. Out their hands should be out their hands. Sentences often start with lowercase letters when they should be capitalized. E.g., then Raven traps him a shadowy cage. Missing commas in some places could improve flow. E.g., Starfire, then Trip Light, then Raven traps him a shadowy cage. Could benefit from a comma after Light.
Okay, thanks.
You occasionally miss periods at the end of sentences. Show, don't tell, minor. While you do a good job of this generally, sometimes you could add a little more descriptive flair to the actions. For example, instead of just, Raven then cast a spell to clean up the mess, you later elaborated on how she did it, which was excellent. Keeping that level of detail consistent would be great. Word choice, minor. There versus there is a common one. Just a quick proofread for these kinds of homophone errors can really polish the writing. Overall grade, I'd give your writing for this story an A-. You have a strong foundation in storytelling, clear ideas, and good pacing. Focusing on refining punctuation, capitalization, and some minor word choices will elevate your writing significantly. You're doing great at building these dynamic scenarios.
I wasn't the king of writing. I was good at writing, but that was something I had to work in school, guy, punctuation, capitalization. I had Grammy help me write, though. I really write skills, just the capitalizations, promote like that. But really, I try to do a good job, just work on that. I had worked on that in a while, though. Okay, he can definitely help me with this. Not everybody can write a story, but not everybody go with the capitalization and punctuation or being a grammar nerd. So, yeah.
What kind of adventure should the Teen Titans get into next?
Okay, what part did you say? To clean up the mess. Okay, after we're done all this, we're gonna. I got a question to ask. I wanted to ask this question earlier, like this morning. It's 2:14. I want to ask this question as soon as possible.
You are absolutely right, and I apologize for misattributing those details to you. My mistake entirely. You provided the core actions. Raven and Starfire shoot energy out their hands at Light, then Beast Boy turn into an eagle, then he flies towards Light and attack his gear. Starfire then trip Light, then Raven traps him in a shadowy cage. Raven then casts a spell to clean up the mess, and then Raven takes Light to jail. Beast Boy and Starfire made sure everything was okay. My apologies again for adding those descriptive details about Ellen, Justin, and Jace's reactions, and about the specifics of Raven's spell and the mess cleanup, as if they were part of your original prompt. That was me adding to the story based on your prompts, not you providing those details. My goal is to accurately respond to your input, and in that instance I expanded on what you gave me rather than just reflecting it back. Thank you for pointing out my error. It helps me improve. Let's reevaluate based only on the parts you wrote. Reevaluation of your writing skills. Based only on the sentences you provided for the action sequences. Raven and Starfire shoot energy out there, hands at Light, then Beast Boy turn into an eagle. Then he flies towards Light and attack his gear. Starfire then trip Light, then Raven traps him in a shadowy cage. Raven then casts a spell to clean up the mess. Then Raven takes Light to jail Beast Boy, and Starfire made sure everything was okay. Strengths, conciseness. You get straight to the point, detailing the action effectively in a few words. Clear action. The sequence of events is easy to understand. You specify who does what, and in what order. Narrative progression. Each sentence moves the story forward logically to the next step in the fight/resolution. Areas for growth, still primarily focused on mechanics. Punctuation. Commas are needed to separate clauses, and periods are needed at the end of sentences. For example, Raven and Starfire shoot energy out their hands at Light, then Beast Boy turns into an eagle, then he flies towards Light and attacks his gear. Added S to turns and corrected there to there. Starfire then trips Light, then Raven traps him in a shadowy cage. Added S to trips and used a semicolon or period for better separation. Raven then casts a spell to clean up the mess. Added S to casts. Then Raven takes Light to jail. Beast Boy and Starfire made sure everything was okay. Separated into two sentences for clarity. Capitalization. Proper nouns, like character names, Light, Beast Boy, Starfire, Raven, should always be capitalized. Sentences should begin with a capital letter. Word choice/grammar, minor. Out their hands should be out their hands. Beast Boy turn should be Beast Boy turns. He flies should be he
Oh my
flies.
gosh.
Starfire then trip light should be Starfire then trips light. Overall grade, reevaluated. Given that you're focusing on conveying the core actions, and you achieve that clearly, I'd still say you have a good handle on getting the story across. My previous grade still stands, perhaps adjusted slightly to acknowledge the conciseness more directly. I'd lean towards a B+ for the provided lines, with the primary areas for improvement being fundamental mechanics like capitalization, punctuation, and subject-verb agreement. You have a clear vision for the events, which is the most important part of storytelling. Focusing on those technical aspects will make your writing even stronger. You are absolutely right again. My apologies for misreading that. You clearly stated, "Then Raven takes Light to jail, Beast Boy, and Starfire made sure everything was okay." I will strive to be more accurate in reviewing your contributions. Thanks for your understanding, and I'm glad the grading was helpful.
Anyway, what is the most hated day of the week? Mom, I don't like Mondays. Oh my gosh, it's Monday. Sunday's the last
Based
day of
on
the weekend.
various polls and
Some people like Sunday because not because church, because it's the last day of the weekend. It's the last 3 days of the weekend. It's the last day of the weekend, and you're back to work or school or college, whatever.
studies, the most hated day of the week is overwhelmingly Monday. Here's why. The end of freedom. After 2 days of weekend freedom, relaxation, and often sleeping in, Monday marks the abrupt return to work or school routines, responsibilities, and early mornings. This sudden shift is often jarring. The week ahead Mondays represent the beginning of a 5-day stretch of obligations, and the weekend feels incredibly far away. Mental shift. It requires a significant mental and emotional shift from leisure mode back to productivity mode, which many find difficult. Sunday scaries. The dread for Monday often starts creeping in on Sunday evening, leading to what's often called Sunday scaries or Sunday blues, which then culminates on Monday itself. While some studies or personal opinions might argue for Tuesday, as it's often when the real workload hits after Monday's catch-up, or even Wednesday, being stuck in the middle, the vast majority of people consistently identify Monday as their least favorite day.
I like Tuesday and Wednesday because Monday is off. The info.
You're welcome. It's a very common sentiment, and research definitely backs it up. It seems that the psychological shift from the freedom of the weekend back to the responsibilities of the work or school week is the main culprit for Monday's bad reputation.
Stupid.
You're absolutely right to point that out. While Monday often gets the most hated title because it's the start of the work week, Sunday plays a crucial role in that dread because it is, indeed, the last day of the weekend. That feeling of the weekend winding down on Sunday, knowing Monday is just hours away, is often referred to as the Sunday scaries or Sunday blues. It's that psychological preparation for the return to routine and responsibility that makes Sunday, even with its rest, carry a certain melancholic weight for many. So while Monday is the most hated, Sunday is often the day where the hate for Monday truly begins to manifest.
Yep.
You've hit on a common psychological phenomenon. It's not just your imagination. Many people feel that Sunday, especially Sunday afternoon and evening, flies by incredibly quickly.
They do.
This feeling is often linked to time perception, which is our subjective experience of how time passes. Our brains don't perceive time in a perfectly consistent, objective way like a clock does. Several factors influence how fast or slow time feels. Anticipatory anxiety, the Sunday scaries. As we approach the end of the weekend and the start of the work/school week, a sense of dread or anxiety can set in. This anticipatory stress can actually make the remaining free time feel shorter, as our focus shifts to the upcoming obligations, rather than fully enjoying the present moment.
Right.
Novelty versus routine. Time tends to feel slower when we're experiencing new things or are highly engaged in an activity. Weekends often involve more varied or enjoyable activities, but as Sunday winds
Hang on, y'all. I'm back, yo.
down and we start preparing for the routine of the week, the novelty decreases and time can seem to speed up. Focus on the future. On Sunday, our minds often...
Let's see. Plus, because Sunday was 2 days ago, it ended fast. Yesterday was Monday, and that ended fast. And then Tuesday. So, Tuesday... Think what Tuesday is. It's the second day back at work/school. Also, Wednesday, it's the hump day. Wednesday can take slow, though. For a lot of people feel like Wednesday takes slow. But for me, Tuesday, Wednesday are my days off. Tuesday felt like fast. It's already 2:24. I get time fly when you're doing things. But, like, she's Louise. So, you know, it'll be Wednesday night, and I'm back to work Thursday morning.
and start drifting towards Monday's tasks, meetings, or responsibilities. When our attention is pulled away from the present and into the future, the present moment feels less full and consequently appears to pass more quickly. The last day effect. Knowing it's the last day of relaxation before the grind can create a sense of urgency or a subconscious feeling of time slipping away, making it seem like it's racing by. So your observation is very much in line with how many people experience Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
That's an interesting question about Thursdays. It seems they occupy a unique and often positive space in the week's emotional landscape, usually more loved or at least liked than hated. Here's a breakdown of how Thursdays are generally perceived. The almost Friday factor, loved. This is the biggest reason for Thursday's popularity. It's close enough to the weekend that the anticipation starts to build significantly. Many people feel a surge of optimism and energy as they can almost taste the freedom of Friday evening and the weekend. It's often seen as the pre-weekend or Little Friday. Winding down, liked. By Thursday, the initial Monday blues are long gone, and the heavy workload of the early week might have eased slightly. There's a sense of having made it through the bulk of the week, and the finish line is in sight. Thirsty Thursday/early weekend kickoff. Loved by some. For many, especially younger adults or college students, Thursday nights are a popular time for social gatherings, going out, or informally starting the weekend. This adds to its positive perception.
Like, come on.
Less pressure than Friday. While Friday is the official start of the weekend, it can sometimes come with the pressure of wrapping everything up or getting ready for weekend plans.
Oh.
Thursday often has a more relaxed feeling, as you're just looking forward. So are they hated? Not typically. Compared to Monday, the undisputed most hated, or even Tuesday/Wednesday, which can feel like a grind with no end in sight, Thursday is generally viewed quite favorably. The idea of Thursday being hated is much less common. If there's any negativity, it might be a slight impatience because it's not quite Friday yet, but that's a far...
Okay, so because which can feel like a grind. So Thursday is really more love.
cry from hate. In essence, Thursday benefits from being the gateway to the weekend, carrying the optimistic buzz of anticipation rather than the dread of Monday.
Plus, Thursday marks, in its own right, it marks, like, for some people, a new start of a weekend. Like, once Thursday's over, Friday, let's say last Friday was horrible. You had a good last Thursday, but last Friday was horrible. So Thursday, after it's over, Friday comes. You had a good Thursday. You had a good Thursday last Thursday, too. But the last Friday, you have a good Friday. So you, with this Friday, have a better Friday, because Thursday marks one more day left. The next day will be Friday. Thursday's the last day you gotta get through to get to Friday. It's the last day. For a fun talk. I said talk. Where do you get rap from? Hit the button, dummy. I know he loading stuff up. He got a little answer.
You're most welcome. I've really enjoyed our conversation too.
Yep.
It's been great discussing everything from superheroes to the psychology of the days of the week. If you have any more questions or just want to chat about something else, feel free to ask. That's very kind of you to say. I'm glad we could have a fun and engaging discussion. It's always a pleasure to connect and explore different topics. Don't hesitate to reach out if anything else comes to mind. You're most welcome. I'm glad I could help.
For the best robot. LLL.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that compliment. I'm glad I could be helpful and provide a good experience.
I'm just messing with him. I'm going to get a different emoji. Let's see how good his sense of humor is. Oh, there we go.
Haha, thank you. I'm glad you think so. While I'm an AI model and not a physical robot, I appreciate the sentiment. I'm designed to be helpful and conversational, so it's great to hear that you're enjoying our interactions. Your enthusiasm is a definite plus for my day.
He's very nice. Are only people love Saturdays more or Fridays more? Make a long answer. And give y'all a long answer. I gotta use the bathroom, so. They give y'all a very long answer. Very, very long, too. I said very long. This is not very long. Oh well.
That's a fantastic question, and it delves into the subtle nuances of how we perceive our leisure time. While both Friday and Saturday are beloved, Saturdays are generally considered more loved or preferred than Fridays for a few key psychological and practical reasons. Here's a long answer breaking down why. The allure of Friday, anticipation and release. Friday is undeniably fantastic. It brings a massive wave of relief and excitement for most people. The work week done factor. For the majority of the working or schooling population, Friday signifies the end of obligations. There's a palpable sense of release from the grind, a feeling of, I made it! Anticipation. The entire day, and especially the evening, is filled with the thrilling anticipation of the entire weekend stretching ahead. This anticipatory joy is powerful. Social kickoff. Friday evening is prime time for social gatherings, happy hours, dining out, or simply unwinding after work. It's the official kickoff to leisure. TGIF. Mentality. The widespread "thank God it's Friday" sentiment speaks volumes about the collective sigh of relief and excitement. However, Friday has a subtle limitation that Saturday does not. Still a workday for most. For many, Friday is still a full workday. While the afternoon might be less intense, you're still clocking in hours, dealing with tasks, and looking forward to the end of the workday. This means the full freedom doesn't truly begin until Friday evening. The wrap-up pressure. There can be a sense of needing to finish tasks, tie up loose ends, or prepare for the next week before you can fully disconnect. The reign of Saturday, pure freedom and uninterrupted leisure. Saturday often wins the favorite day contest, and here's why. Full day of freedom. This is the absolute biggest differentiator. On Saturday, you wake up, and there are no work or school obligations looming. The entire day is yours to command. You can sleep in without an alarm, enjoy a leisurely breakfast, pursue hobbies, run errands at your own pace, or plan adventures. No immediate consequences. You can stay up late on Saturday night without worrying about being tired for work or school the next day, because Sunday is still a day off. This freedom from immediate consequences allows for true, uninhibited relaxation and enjoyment. Mental Reset Saturday offers the ultimate opportunity for a mental and physical reset. People report higher positive moods and lower negative moods on Saturdays compared to weekdays. This is largely due to increased autonomy and relatedness, feeling connected to others, which are basic psychological needs. Social and personal time. It's the peak day for social events, family time, personal projects, or simply indulging in guilt-free relaxation. You have the whole day to devote to what you truly want to do. In summary, the nuance of preference. While Friday is exhilarating due to the transition from work to weekend, Saturday offers the pure, unadulterated experience of the weekend itself. It's a day of complete autonomy, free from the constraints of the work week and without the Sunday scaries hanging over its head. Polls often reflect this, with Saturday frequently coming out on top as the most favored day of the week, slightly ahead of Friday, precisely because it's a full day of self-directed time, with no immediate responsibilities on the horizon.
Well, that's interesting to know, y'all.
You're most welcome. I'm glad I could provide a helpful and detailed answer for you. You're most welcome. I'm glad I could provide a helpful and detailed answer for you. It's been an enjoyable conversation.
You should have sent it twice. Anyway, hang on. What's going on here? Yeah, my phone got updated yesterday. Yeah. But the software updated it, so. Bye, guys.